Hello there, Lunar Squadron, and welcome back to the channel. Last week, we got a report out of Insider Gaming that suggested that Star Wars Outlaws was targeting a early to mid 2024 release date, more specifically in that January to June window, with May being the specific target. However, a few days ago, Ubisoft released their official financial report for Q3, and within this report, we actually got some additional details and context about the release date for Star Wars Outlaws. And in today's video, we're going to break down everything that we learned from this report and talk about what it could mean for Outlaws going forward. But before we do that, if you're new to the channel, we would love to have you as always. And the way to do that, just go down below this video, hit that little subscribe button, the bell notification right on next to it. It'll notify you every single time that Andreas and I upload. Now with that out of the way, Andreas, let's talk about the financial report for Ubisoft Q3 and what it means for Star Wars Outlaws.
Oh yeah, let's get into this one, guys.
On February 8th, Ubisoft officially released their third quarter sales and financial report. And in this report, they detailed how obviously Q3 went for them, but they also talked a lot about the upcoming Star Wars Outlaws and, of course, Assassin's Creed Codename Red and kind of their plans for these games going forward. So, Andres, why don't you go ahead and just tell us everything that we need to know that we learned about Star Wars Outlaws?
Looking at this third quarter sales report from Ubisoft, Star Wars Outlaws is mentioned 3 times. The first is in bold up at the top of the report where it says fiscal year 25 release slate to include Star Wars Outlaws and Assassin's Creed Codename Red. And before you guys panic, because I've seen some people panicking on Twitter saying, oh my god, these games are now delayed into 2025. That's not the case. Fiscal year 2025 is a little bit of a misleading term because the fiscal year doesn't line up with the calendar year. Fiscal year 2025 is April 2024 through March 2025. So there's a lot of 2024 left in fiscal year 2025 here, and the report specifies later on that Star Wars Outlaws will be releasing in 2024. So this report itself confirms Star Wars Outlaws is coming in 24. It says, moving forward, we're gearing up for a very promising lineup for fiscal year 2025, including the upcoming release of Star Wars Outlaws in 2024, which should be a major milestone in the video game industry, especially given the undeniable appeal of this legendary franchise that will be coming for the first time to the open world territory. Nick, I kind of just want to park on this section just for a moment because I'm guessing this statement here, that it's bringing Star Wars to open world territory, that might be a little bit of a controversial one, right?
Yeah, it definitely will. I can think of a few games off the top of my head already that won't be too thrilled with that statement. You know, Lego Star Wars and Star Wars The Old Republic. Depending on who you ask, those are open world games. Honestly, like, Star Wars The Old Republic is an MMO RPG, and that includes open world. So I think we've already seen Star Wars in the open world, but I don't think we have ever seen Star Wars in the open world in the way that Ubisoft is attempting to accomplish it. If you guys remember back at E3 last year, they actually sat down with Julian Gerighty, and in the interview on StarWars.com that was released, he talks about how they were aiming for virtual tourism with this game, about how they wanted to, when they were building Tatooine, they wanted to capture the scale and essence of that planet where, you know, how far away is the moisture evaporator from Luke's farmstead, or how far away is it from Mos Eisley, and what does the cantina actually look like? So in this game, it looks like they're going for a more comprehensive, bigger scale open world, kind of what we were hoping some of the planets would be in LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. So in that rate, I do think we will be experiencing Star Wars like never before in the open world if they're able to accomplish it. But to say this is the first time we've ever had Star Wars in the open world, that is a little controversial.
Yeah, I personally, I think this is a little bit of the splitting hairs territory because I think I get what they're talking about, Nick. Like you mentioned, we're going for a new space tourism vibe, and also I think this is a true entry into the modern AAA gaming, photorealistic, over-the-shoulder, third-person, open-world sandbox genre, if that were a genre. I'm thinking of games like GTA. This is going to slot into that category very nicely, and I think this format is going to suit Star Wars very nicely. But back on track to the release date news here, we get even more news about the release date later on in the report under this subheading saying full year 2024-2025, where it reads, the extent of the fiscal year 2024-2025 lineup will be revealed in May and will notably include Assassin's Creed Codename Red and Star Wars Outlaws on the premium side, and The Division Resurgence and Rainbow Six Mobile on the free-to-play side. So for those of you interested in Codename Red, you are going to hear more about that game in May, but also for all of you interested in Star Wars Outlaws, we are going to be getting some sort of a lineup reveal in May from Ubisoft. And I think this is really exciting for multiple reasons. First and foremost, we're going to see more of this game in May confirmed via this fiscal report, but also that means that we can now narrow down the release window from this game as being anywhere between May 2024 and the end of 2024, which is December. We know for a fact this game is coming from May to December, barring any delays, given this fiscal report, which is super exciting news.
Yeah, Andreas, I think this section of this report is by far the most exciting and interesting part of this whole report, and the most important, because this kind of helps contextualize what we're looking at when it comes to release date for Star Wars Outlaws. And when that report dropped last week from Insider Gaming, a lot of people honed in on that May release date. You know, oh, hey, May 4th, that would be great, or the week of May 4th, because May 4th is on a Saturday, and they're not going to drop a game on a Saturday. It would be like May 2nd or May 3rd or whatever. But a lot of people honed in on that May release. However, in this report, them saying that a full lineup reveal and more information coming about these games in May indicates to me that we are not looking at a May release date. So I think we can honestly completely cross that off the list for Star Wars Outlaws if they are not going to provide any more information about this game until they can do a full lineup reveal until May. Of course, they could provide more information until then, but I'm pretty comfortable in saying that I don't expect this game to come out in May. So I am now starting to look towards that June to December release window. So if nothing else for me, Andreas, this report helped kind of start honing in more of that release window that we're looking at. We got, again, additional confirmation, Ubisoft confirming and committing to having this game come out in 2024, which was what we all expected given recent reports, but it's nice to hear Ubisoft actually say it themselves in a financial report. And we know that we're getting a full lineup reveal in May for all of these games, including Star Wars Outlaws, which the way that sentence is written, it doesn't sound like that game will be releasing in May, or at least early May. It sounds like they're going to be telling us more about it. So we're just getting a more condensed window, which is incredibly exciting. Now we can look towards, that 6-month period, June to December, somewhere in there. And we know this game is coming in 24. So I'm just excited. Sounds like we're getting Star Wars Outlaws pretty damn soon.
Yeah, it does, and I'm really excited to get a look at this game. Of course, I would anticipate if this game is coming in between June and December 2024 that we would be getting a release date reveal, and I'm guessing we're going to be getting that release date reveal sometime in May with this fiscal year 24-25 lineup reveal. So I would really be looking forward to that event. And if I had to guess, just given that Ubisoft also has to juggle Assassin's Creed Codename Red, which has to fall somewhere in fiscal year 24-25, I would assume that Star Wars Outlaws would be coming on the earlier end of our window now. I'm guessing maybe anywhere from June to maybe fall. I think that would be an appropriate window for this game, but cannot wait to see more details solidify here.
Yeah, I completely agree. I definitely think if one is going to move around, it will be Star Wars Outlaws, and it sounds like Ubisoft wants their Assassin's Creed game to come out around that, holiday release window when sales are big for Christmas and all of the holidays around them. So I agree with you. I'm expecting Outlaws to be pushed into the earlier portion, which is, again, that's what it sounded like. They wanted an early to mid 2024 release. And if that really is their intention, the marketing for this game should start pretty damn soon, relatively. Like, we should start seeing more gameplay, trailers, information, interviews. Like, things are going to get exciting really quick for this game and very soon. So guys, let us know your thoughts down below in the comments. Now that we have official confirmation from Ubisoft that they're still committed to 2024 for Star Wars Outlaws, and we have an idea of when they want this game to come out, and we know that we won't be getting the full slate reveal till May. When do you think the release date for Star Wars Outlaws is going to be? And what types of gameplay or trailers, like what would you like to see from this game now going forward? Of course, we have the 10-minute gameplay section and that cinematic trailer, but what do you need to see from this game to get you hyped for Star Wars Outlaws? Let us know all of your thoughts down below in the comments. Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for us for this one. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, we will see you all next time.